Hi guys, and welcome back to yet another video on our YouTube channel. Some people coming from the German channel will know what we talk about today, because today we're gonna talk about our wildest stories when it comes to selling watches. Can be either the way we did the deal, it can be the crazy amounts of money, or it could also be the clients, because some of our clients are crazy as hell. So let's start first things first with a beautiful story about our first business year when we were desperate enough to make a work trip to Paris. We had a 5960R, an annual calendar from Patek. It was our first Patek that we bought, and this watch was way too expensive for us at this time. We had to lend some money from someone, a good friend of ours. He gave us the money, we put it in the watch, we had it in stock, and after a few days we had a call from Paris. I had a call from Paris. He told me that he wants to make a trade-in with his AP Royal Oak, which was a 15300 OR, which is a rose gold Royal Oak. We told him what he needs to pay on top, but we need to do the deal in our shop in Germany. He said that he can only make it happen in 3 weeks. He agreed on it. He said he can do the down payment, but at that time we were so desperate because we didn't have the money to stock. I think it was around 40,000 euro watch at that time. So what we did, we looked for alternatives. Shipping costs were too high, so the deal wouldn't work with shipping costs on top. So we decided that we might ask him if it's possible that we make the deal in person in Paris. And he showed us his ID. He offered us to do the down payment immediately before we go there. He also offered us to pay for the flights and the hotel, which we declined. We didn't do this at that time because we thought that this might be looking greedy or something. Today we would do it because it's simply business. We spared a lot of time for him. We saved him a lot of time because he didn't have to travel to Germany. So today we would ask for money for that. At that time we didn't do it because we were too small, too young and too fresh to know it better. He sent us his ID. We knew where he works. We knew his home address. Everything was known to us. So we decided to make the work trip. We went to Paris by plane, then we went straight to the hotel, and from the hotel back to the airport the next day where we met him. And then we of course had our time scale with us. We did measure the time loss of his watch. Everything was fine. We decided, okay, let's do it. We did the exchange, parted ways, went to the plane, and when we came back to Germany, the first thing we did was we went to the watchmaker, had the watch thoroughly checked, and everything was fine. Everything was actually fine. The watch ran smoothly. The movement was clean. It didn't need a service. It didn't need anything, no polishing. It was in a perfect condition. So it was a good deal for both sides, I would say, at that time. With the only thing that it could have gone very wrong, because we made a trip to a pretty dangerous city with very expensive watch, meeting a person that could have been anyone. And this is something we never did again. We never went somewhere again and never made a personal delivery without having the money first, because if we have the money, who's gonna rob me? And also after this we didn't have the time to do it anymore. But right now, thinking about it, we had another time. This is story number 2, where we had a similar situation. We had a meteorite dial Daytona in white gold, a beautiful watch, very rare, very expensive. And we had a client that was interested in it. We talked about details, what we can do. We agreed on a price, and after that he sent me his address, and I had to realize that it's not gonna be so easy, because his address was in Corsica, because this guy had quite some beautiful apartments in Corsica that he rented, and he said we need to deliver it there, otherwise he has to wait 2 or 3 months until summer is over, and he can pick it up himself somewhere in France, in mainland France. So we said, why not? Let's do it like this. He sent us the money, took the plane, went to Corsica, where we also spent one night, and it was actually a cool day and a cool trip, but it was very exhausting because once again we had to wake up in the early morning, take a plane, go there, take a rental car, go to the hotel, check in, everything within 18 or 19 hours, and then make the deal with him. The funny thing is, he invited us to a very nice restaurant there. We went there. His wife spoke a little German, so we had a little conversation in German as well, and we had beautiful lunch. It was not even dinner, it was lunch. Exchanged the watch. The money was already on our account before we booked the flight, so we didn't have to exchange any money. So we parted ways, and that was it. We never heard from him again. He said that he will keep our stock inside, but I don't know, maybe he didn't find anything suiting yet. Maybe this video will bring him back to us. So if you see this, you know who you are. You were the only only one from Corsica we ever delivered a Daytona white gold meteorite dial in person. So please come again and buy another watch. And the third crazy story that we have is one of our most biggest clients who randomly one day called me that he wants to meet us, he wants to buy a watch from us, that he wants to make a deal with us. So he came to our place, to our office. He had, I think it was a Yachtmaster 2 Gold or a Vacheron Constantin 4520V. Those were the two watches he bought from us, and he brought us two beautiful watches. And the first thing that we bought was a Zenith double tourbillon, which was one of the craziest watches that we ever had. It had a double tourbillon. This costs a lot more if you get it from a different brand. We sold it within a few days only because it was so special, and we had a client that was searching for this exact model. He brought us this one. We made an exchange. It was a good deal. And he also brought us a very, very special watch that we still have in stock up to this day, that you can get if you're interested in it, and that was an AP Royal Oak Offshore in platinum limited edition, the Schumacher edition. And this is one of the most expensive watches we ever had in our shop. Right now we have it around 150 if I remember correctly. It's an absolute banger. It's big, it's loud, it's extremely heavy due to the material. This is a client that we got to know from one deal, and he wanted to make more deals with us, so we frequently meet each other, we frequently have chats and ride together. So he's a very well respected client of ours, and yeah, he's a frequent client as well, so might see him again soon. You know who you are. He's also watching, I would say, probably all videos, so happy to have you. The next client we have is also a frequent viewer of our YouTube channel, and we also made a video of his watch collection on our German channel. The story we have to tell about it is one day we had a live stream with Watch Ragazzi, who is one of the biggest watch streamers in Germany. We had this kind of presentation of different watches, and then we showed a JLC Reverso Squadra. And this watch is a heavy rose gold watch, big watch with a rubber coated bracelet. It is massive bracelet coated by rubber. And this watch we did present. After the stream, this number called me or sent me a WhatsApp message. He said, I want this watch, give me a last price, and I buy immediately. But the watch needs to be here until Friday because on Saturday I'm flying to Vegas. That's what we did. We gave him a price. He made the payment immediately the same night. We're talking about night time. It was around midnight. He made the payment. It arrived. We packaged the watch. We prepared it. The next day we shipped it, and it arrived before Friday. He took it with him to Vegas, and that was a pretty cool story. But it didn't end there, because after a few years he saw an Alpine Eagle limited edition at our shop. He called me. He said, Marco, I need to buy this watch. I'm collecting limited edition Alpine Eagles. So this is one, I think it was the Shikoku one. So we sold him the Shikoku one. We sold him, I think also a Maritime one, the Qatar edition. We sold, I think, 6 Alpine Eagles, all of course limited editions. He only collects limited editions. And also in the end, he wanted to buy a very special piece for himself. And that was one of the nicest watches, a watch that I fell in love with. It was a 15202, the AP Royal Oak in yellow gold. 15202 BA is a reference. This is a watch that I fell in love with. It's a beautiful watch. The jumbo is the most beautiful Royal Oak, and I stand by this with my life. And yeah, he pretty much bought this one as well. And after, of course, buying so much stuff from us, we had to make a visit. We went there. He was a very generous host. He took us in, showed us his complete collection. We were allowed to make a video out of it. So thank you once again, Mr. T. You are the real one. And let's continue with another interesting story or cool story. It started with a purchase on one of the platforms we are offering on. I'm not gonna say which one. It's one of the bigger ones. After this, he made the purchase of the Yachtmasters 116655, so not the current model, the discontinued one, without the glide lock. And he bought this watch after a little negotiating. After this, he called me and he wanted to buy another watch, and then another one, and then another one. And I think right now he bought a Calatrava Bruce Wayne steel gold. A few days ago, that's pretty recent one, he bought a Daytona in rose gold. And this is big player shit. This is crazy, because you don't buy watches worth over 100,000 within maybe 16 months. And this guy, he's super uncomplicated. He's one of the most most comfortable person to be around. He's a very cool guy. Whenever he needs to know a price, I tell him a price. He's almost always okay with it. He often wants to come and pick it up, so I really respect this guy. This is also one of the clients that we really appreciate. Of course, we appreciate every client, but this is one that you won't forget, because after you spend so much time with this guy, you cannot forget it, because you basically never stop talking with him. Even after one deal, it starts a few weeks later with the next one. And that's also the end of this video. For today, that's it. If you like this video type, let me know so we can do a follow-up. I have a lot more clients and interesting sales stories that I can tell you and I can present to you. So let me know if you like this kind of video. Give us a thumbs up, follow us on Instagram, give us of course a follow here on YouTube as well, and see you next time. Bye bye.